Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Hello, friends, and welcome. My name is Dev. The channel is Everyday Hockey, and this is the gold medal match of the 2022 World Junior Championships. It's going to be an absolute banger between the mighty Canada and Finland. It's a raucous crowd in Edmonton tonight. So, let's enjoy. Let's hang around, and we're going to enjoy and hang out here in the chat. This is, my first time doing it, but I am so psyched and really excited to hang out and get to know some of you guys. And yeah, hooray, terrific stuff. Let's get it going already. There's no surprise here that There's a lot of really good hockey happening in Canada. We're about 6 minutes from puck drop. And yeah, let me give you guys a little bit of my background for the 30 or so of you that are here right now before everything is going on. Also, hello to Peanuts and Hockey Rise Tom. Great to meet you guys. I am Dev. I am a part of a group in Minnesota called 10,000 Takes, and I am one of the hosts of the Wild Takes podcast, which, as you can guess from the title, is a podcast mostly about the Minnesota Wild, but also just hockey in general. Feel free to go look us up if you feel so inclined. If you're enjoying the show, I'm also, you'll see here, I'm wearing a nice Hawaiian shirt from Auburn. That's where I went to school, which is in Alabama. There is no competitive hockey there, but they did have club hockey, which was very funny to be a part of because I am not athletic at all. That's why I'm here in my guest bedroom in North Carolina hosting a stream about this and not like out playing hockey. I'm objectively terrible at hockey, but I when I first got to Auburn, I got a phone call from the head coach of the club hockey team, and he said, "Hey, I hear you're from Minnesota. Please join our team. We need your help. We're really bad." And I was like, "Oh man, I don't know what to tell you. I I never made a team. I've only ever played pond hockey." And he said, "That's good enough." And I said, "Oh geez, I don't know." And I wound up not doing it only because I couldn't afford to buy all of the pads that they needed and also then pay a whole bunch of money on top of that. So that's my story. And I'm excited to get to know everybody else that's here in the chat as we, talk around and get to watch a little bit of hockey. We're about 4 minutes from the start of this hockey game. I believe it's in, it's in Edmonton. And I've got a stream right now. If you are unsure of how to watch, there is a lovely little website called onhockey.tv. So yeah, I love in the comments already. We got a couple people hopping in. Our friends over at the Soda Pod saying that I'm a great host. It's very nice of you guys. And, we'll see how long that lasts. Hockey Rise Tom, he's American, doesn't know who's going to win the final. I'm in the same boat, Tom. I really am. It should be a really good match. I think Canada is the betting favorite here, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it can't happen. Here, actually, let's take a look at the odds, and yeah, it looks like the full-time odds. It does look like it's pretty heavily in favor of Canada. So let's see. Oh yeah, they're minus 400. So that's another thing about me. I am a gambler, and so when I see minus 400 odds, that makes me very excited to want to root for the underdogs. So shout out to Peanuts, who is Finnish. Let's go Finland. Yeah. You know what? Screw it. I might place a little bit of money on this game because why not? And hey, I've got no skin in the game here. As a Wild fan, I know that Hockey Canada does have a lot more Wild prospects. I believe they have 3 Wild prospects on the team, and I don't believe that Finland has any. But Mikko Koivu is one of my favorite players of all time, and he's Finnish. So I think I'm rooting for the underdogs here. We'll see though. I'm a little wishy-washy here. Shout out to Jason saying hello from Pembroke. I'm assuming ONT is Ontario. So fellow East Coaster, what's up, man? And yeah, of course, yeah, there it is. Confirmation that excuse me. Confirmation indeed that Jason is Canadian here. All right, let's see here. So yeah, no, it's going to be a real fun, exciting trip here. We're so close to puck drop. I can barely taste it, or can almost taste it. Is actually how the game goes. All right. Let's see. Hockey Rise Tom once again asking, what are my thoughts on the Latvia performance? Honestly, like I love an underdog story. They pulled off that great upset over Czechia, and that was cool. Like I love to see that. I don't really know much about their team other than that. Yeah, like I don't know like who the who most of the guys are before going into this tournament. But it was really cool. I always like that's one of my favorite things about sports is that like you can capture that perfect moment where you are able to just rock and roll and that exact time, that exact moment where you just like hit it so perfectly and pull off a little upset like that. That's what keeps everybody, here and excited about sports because you never really know what's going to happen. So we love to see an underdog story like that. So it'd be great to see that happen again. With another team like Latvia. Um, to answer Tom's other question, yeah, I think I would, as an American, I definitely root for America. I get a lot of pride in that. I was disappointed to see how we played the. I guess it was last night. Geez, it's kind of crazy to think about how condensed this tournament is. But it was definitely not what you want out of it because you always hope for the gold. Or no, I guess that was 2 nights ago. I don't remember. Whenever the U.S. team got knocked out recently. Time is a flat circle, and it's always tough. We got a shout out from Peanuts again. Peanuts is obviously rooting for Finland as the Finnish ambassador of the stream so far. But that first game was kind of a bit of a cluster. But I think you're right. I think that this will be a close game, if not necessary. Like just there's a huge difference between just like a random group game and the gold medal game. So it'll be interesting to see if Canada comes up to play. And puck has dropped. So here we go, everybody. This is gonna be a real fun game. Oh man. So right off the bat too, it's good that you see it looks like Finland is back checking pretty strongly. Um, the TSN stream is what I have, and I don't see if they have a shot counter on there. I do typically I watch most of my games not with the Canadian broadcast, so I'm not super familiar with what the TSN bug looks like. I've seen a handful of them, but ever especially with nice save by the Finnish goalie and just swallowed that puck and looks like Minnesota Wild prospect Ryan O'Rourke getting into a little bit of a tussle here down below. Maybe that's not him. He's 28 here, so I'm trying to see. Oh, no, that wasn't him. I don't know who that was just yet. Oh, it's Logan Stankoven. That's a good shot. That was a real good shot by him. And then, yeah, he's like, oh, no, come on. Don't be mean to my friend. Hockey Ross Tom, my favorite NFL team is the Vikings because I am miserable. And my most hated rival, I'm assuming that you mean in the NFL. I'm assuming that that's what you mean that in the NFL. And that's a no-brainer for me. That's the Green Bay Packers. I cannot stand them. Everything about them is horrible. And it infuriates me to no end that they have had back-to-back to almost back Hall of Fame quarterbacks, and they just like their fan base is just so spoiled about it. But I think my all-time favorite person, oh, there goes a stick. I have no idea where that stick came from. This it's already gone, so that's good. Somebody lost their twig just like skating down, but it didn't look like it was the guy with the puck or the defender. So I don't know where that came from. But to follow up there, I'm always blown away by uh some I love sports because sports there's so much to know about just hating people. I love being a hater. It's very fun. So to me, as a also a diehard Auburn fan, oh my goodness. That okay. So the Canada, they're just not going to let up, are they? This is looking tough for Finland early. Yeah, they just it feels like this has been like I mean, I know that the Finland team was just able to get a shift and a shift change here, but man, does it feel like Canada is just really controlling the zone. It says so the shot counter says it at 1-0 Canada, but I mean I've got it at 4 or 5-0 already. So oops. Hope that Finland can figure it out though. But anyway, last thing here, Tom, my number one, the team that I hate the most, and I want nothing but terrible things for them is the University of Alabama. Everything that they do, can't stand them. Tom, I couldn't agree with you more. As the Packer fans, they're just the worst. Tom, are you also a Vikings fan, or are you a Bears fan, or are you just not really into the NFL? Because I agree that Packers fans are just the absolute worst. Peanuts, man. I hope that your long game is all it takes is one moment here, and maybe we're getting it as Finland is finally able to carry it up the ice and get a shot on goal, and then it immediately comes back. All right, Finland needs to just possess the puck. That's tough. Jason Heron asking about the CFL. I'm a Blue Bombers fan just because I grew up just south of Winnipeg. And then I have a friend as well who plays for the BC Lions. So I like it when they do well. And all right, cool. We got Tom as a Raiders and a Vikings fan. Actually, way back the very first year that Madden did Create a Pro in like 2006 or 7. I don't remember exactly what year it was, but it was early. I was still in middle school, I think, or maybe early high school. And I remember vividly that it was the first year that you could make a guy and like go to the combine and like get drafted and all that. And it was super cool. And my guy actually got drafted by the Raiders that year. So I've always had a soft spot for the Raiders just because of that, which is probably the dumbest thing to ever root for a team about, but made me smile, made me laugh. So yeah, man, I gotta say, I hope that Finland can keep it up and keep it interesting because it does look like Canada is just like a step better than them at every little part here. Which, at the end of the day, I'm not a huge fan of either team, so I don't. Excuse me, I don't. Words. At the end of the day, I'm not a huge fan of either team, but I just want to see a really good game, and it's not a bad game. It's only 5 minutes in, but that's going to be the key here at the end of the day here. Most hated rival, the Broncos and the Packers. Hell yeah, I got nothing against the Broncos, but yeah, I'll join you on hating the Packers at all times. Fuck the Packers. Oh yeah, by the way, I do swears. I do the swears. I've only watched a couple of these, and I know that Isha does swear, but I don't know if he swears on these. So, oops, if that's a problem, sorry. Hey guys, hit me up in the comments too. I enjoy a good barley soda from time to time. So let me know what you guys are drinking as we're watching this game here. This is a Yingling out of Pennsylvania. Very basic beer, but I know that They don't sell it. I think it's west of the Mississippi. I know that there's a certain period of time where they stop selling, or a certain region where they stop selling it. I just don't know exactly where that line is, but I think it's the Mississippi River. Oh man. All right. Yeah, Peanuts, I just saw your comment. I think Finland is starting to settle down a little bit. That's what you'd like to see. Of course, as soon as I say that, they leave. I don't know if that's 13 or 23, but I think 23 is Mason McTavish, and he's very good. They left him wide open in the slot. And wow. The Finland goalie, it's hard to see from this angle, but it looks like the Finnish goalie made himself a couple of good saves there. I got to look up this kid's name. I meant to do this earlier, but had a busy day, so didn't get a chance to. My main man, Tom, also swearing a lot, so fuck yeah to Tom. All right, let's see. I swear I had their, yeah, there it is. All right. So let's see. All right. Oh, there is a fun story. Nice shot by Finland there. Looks like maybe a 37. Number 37 for Finland. That is he is not listed on their IIHF roster. That's weird. Oh, that is because for some reason I'm looking at the 2021 roster. Let's see if I change it to 2022. How does that change things up? Changes things up quite a bit. We got Joachim Kamel with that nice shot there a second ago. Whew. All right. And then here's Hockey Rod's Tom. Yeah, trying to collab and grow the hockey channel, grow your own hockey channel up. Man, that's awesome. We started our podcast, Wild Takes. So I guess with 10,000 takes, we had a wild specific podcast before I even joined. I've been a part of the group the group's been around for almost 3 years, and I've been a part of the group for about 2.5. And the original two of the originating founding members of 10,000 Takes started the Wild Takes podcast pretty quickly after they launched the brand. And at the time, it was a once a month or every so often show. And after about a year, it was going into the first bubble, the Edmonton and the Toronto bubbles. That was when they decided to. That was the last episode that they did, and then they just didn't pick it back up for the following season. And a little bit of time went by, and I accidentally booked a guest for the main flagship podcast, which is called It's a Bit, and they couldn't get it to work, and he was a hockey guest. So I said, well, screw it, maybe I can do it. And they said, sure. And they said, do you want to take over the brand? And I said, okay. And so that was about a little more than 2 years ago when Zuch, or a little more than a year ago, when Zuch is my co-host and we took over the brand. So and then we've had Isha, we've had the State of Hoppy on, who is Isha's podcasting partner as well, and we've had a lot of the Minnesota Wild hockey podcast community specifically is just terrific. And there's a lot of, just a lot of good stuff happening in that community. But all that to say that, Isha, I don't want to pump his tires too much when I know that he might be listening, and I don't want to give him a big head, but he's a great guy to work with and help collaborate with. And this is music to my ears is the Packers losing in the playoffs. I agree with you, man. I don't want to hear anything out of their fans. They're just the worst. So yeah, here we go. So I have a question for the group here. My next door neighbor just texted me and asked if I would mind if he were to pick some of the flowers off of one of my bushes so that he can make a floral arrangement in his house. And I don't really care. And I asked my wife if she cared, and she just said it's odd. But I'm wondering, like, is that like a normal request? I've not heard. I don't know. We've lived here for a year and a half or so, and I haven't seen that happen yet. So I just wasn't really sure how to react to that. So I told him sure, whatever. But just odd. All right, let's see what is happening here. Finland. Okay, I guess you guys are a little bit ahead of me because you're saying that Canada scores, and I'm really not sure how they're about to. And there it is. Gee, cheese and rice. That is a goal. That is a dirty goal right there. That's something, man. I do feel a little bit bad for Finland. Yeah, my stream is behind about a full 45 seconds from you, Peanuts. So yeah, you posted this, and then my stream is about 45 seconds behind you, Peanuts. But yeah, that's a good goal right there. Jeez. Wow. I mean, it's an impressive little maneuver. You love to see a guy just go down to the net front and just get a tap in. All right. Gang, I'm going to I'm going to shut up for just a second. Joshua Roy is who gets credited there, but that first shot from McTavish was really, really good. And then, that poor Finnish goalie just couldn't handle the rebound. I'm going to go turn the fan on in this room because apparently just me talking is filling it up with so much hot air that I'm starting to sweat, and I don't want to gross you guys out. So I will be right back. I'm going to give you 30 seconds, but we'll keep it going. Did I say 30 seconds? I meant 13 seconds. And it forgot that I just have to go and flip the switch up. All righty. So Tom, you said you live in Central Time. I think you said earlier, right, that you live in Wisconsin. What part of Wisconsin do you live in? Because dad is from there. My parents met in Wisconsin, and I've spent a lot of my time in Wisconsin for sure. So I know it pretty well. Would love to figure out where you live. I know I've got a lot of family in Oconomowoc and Lake Geneva areas. Oh, Outagamie County. That's like Appleton area, right? So that's I guess that's kind of right on the way to Green Bay, isn't it? If excuse me. So yeah, I can now I definitely understand and sympathize with you having to deal with all those stinking Packers fans. That's like right where they're the absolute worst. Fun fact: if you Google what is Outagamie County known for, they claim that they are the first group of people to create the hamburger in the 1800s. It says in 1954, it also was the first enclosed shopping mall in the country. So, for all the shit that I talk about Wisconsin in general, I do love a hamburger, and malls are cool, I guess. So good work there. Here we go. All right. I've got the game tab updated now too. So we'll see as the shots come trickling in. We'll see them get updated in more or less real time. It is kind of crazy to think that the face-offs are actually relatively even, but geez, Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, so are you so Tom, are you from are you like first generation Latvian, or are you more of a like just family has been, family came over a generation or two ago and have just been growing and living in the US since? Alrighty, let's see. Well, I'm at the point now where Finland's actually getting a little bit of zone time. It's not like they're just dumping it down and then immediately going back on the back check there. But that's good to see. Because like I said from the beginning, you want it to be a good game and a competitive game. Yeah, I gotta agree with you, Peanuts. It is frustrating that Finland can't seem to possess the puck long enough to set up their offense and get a shot off. It seems like every shot that they've taken, which they're credited for 3. I would have probably said 4, but I'm not as strict about it, I guess. But it feels like every shot that they've taken has just been like a guy who just like zips it at the net because he needs to get rid of the puck before he gets to the corner. So like no high danger chances or anything like that, which is definitely a bummer. Oh, Tom's half Latvia. Nice. That's awesome, man. So was it you that was asking about the Latvian team earlier? Because that now it all is starting to make sense. My memory is not great, as I'm sure you guys are already realizing. Yeah, exactly. Peanuts. It's just pot shots, and it's definitely a bummer when you could theoretically just have it be, you just slow it down just a second, because there was that moment for about, I don't know, 2 minutes where it seemed like they were like, all right, we're settled down. We're not going to let the emotion get the best of us. They're okay. Maybe they just need us to talk shit about them not possess a puck, because every time I do, they seem to have a possession that lasts longer than 30 seconds. So, growth. Okay, cool. Yeah. So good. I'm glad to know that my memory is not completely going to crap. I will say this has definitely been a fun little game so far. If you're a Canadian fan, but Finland's still in it. For as not great as they have looked, it only takes one lucky bounce, and it's a tie game, and you have all the momentum at that point. I would love to see it happen. All right, let's see. All right. Yeah, I am a 90s kid. I definitely I think I would say I would definitely say I miss the 90s. Uh there, it feels like it was just like a simpler time. I always joke that I probably peaked in high school, and so that for me was the late 2000s. But because that gives you like the nice mix of, ooh, there was a good little shot there by Finland. That's probably the best look that they've had all night, where it looks like our good pal Joakim Kamel just is enjoying to hang out and get a little shot off there. But yeah, no, the 90s were a fun time. There's a lot of nostalgia for the 90s with good reason. Anybody that was a part of it and enjoying that, all that in the moment, like, it's a great time. It's a great time to be alive. It feels like, the kids that were my age in the 90s now, it feels like they're just so much more like acutely aware of all of the things that are happening in the world, and just like a lot less carefree. So, that was the thing that I enjoyed about it, was just to basically just be blissfully ignorant of everything. So yeah, there's they're doing a little highlight here on Joakim Kamel. Am I saying Joakim? I'm assuming it's Joakim, but sometimes it's a soft J, like a Joakim. So I actually don't know, but yeah, Kamel. I know he got drafted this year, right? By I want to say the Predators. Oopsies. So he lost his skate, or maybe got hurt in something. They're in this like past highlight here. Oh, geez. Was this earlier in the tournament? I don't know. I realize that nobody else is probably watching Nobody else is probably watching the exact same TSN broadcast, but that little package there, it looks like he might be playing through an injury. Kamel is. So power to him, man. That's something. All right, Xanified, you're saying theft. I'm assuming that you're talking about that save on Kamel, but clarify it for me if I'm wrong. And hey, look, there's Isha. I'm assuming because I know that if you're into the MMA side of things, Isha's doing a hosting of the MMA thing that's going on right now. Because if there's one thing that Isha loves more than hockey, it is dudes punching and grappling each other, and also women punching and grappling each other. So Isha is like it feels like he's the guy that like unironically had the shirt that was like I went to a fight and a hockey game broke out. And then, of course, he had to throw us a reminder that, Canada's up. So good for him. Yeah, man. No, the PS1 was legit. I have never owned a PlayStation in my life, but I remember when the PS1 and then the PS2 came out, in the like relatively short succession, at least when I discovered them. The PS2 came out right after. And I remember I had to go to my friend's house because his parents were getting divorced. So his mom got him a PlayStation and his dad got him a Sega Dreamcast. And so he would just like bring them with and flip them through the house and everything. And that was the only time. That was the first time I'd ever played a PlayStation. And it's great stuff, man. Up before that, the only time I'd only video games I had played were my N64, which was it was such a prized possession that I still have it. It's in that closet right behind me right now. 5 years later, something like that. All right, Canada looks extremely calm on this, but I got to give credit where credit is due here. The Finnish team is not giving up, and they look a lot more confident than they did at the beginning of the period. All right, we got Xanified out here showing out "Oh Canada," because of course, and I believe that's the end of the period here. Yeah, looks that way. All right, good work, everybody. We're gonna take a quick break. I'll be back in 2 or 3 minutes here. Just gotta go. Top off my beer. Tell my wife that I love her. Things like that. Tell my dog that I love her. You can see a picture of her over my shoulder if you wanted to know. Her name is Minnie. Yeah. So I will be right back. I'm just gonna mute myself here, and you guys I'm gonna throw a little thing up that says we'll be right back, and yeah, enjoy, everybody. All right, guys. I am back. Excuse me. And it is great to be back. And yeah, so for those of you who are just joining and just hopping in, I am Dev. I'm part of 10,000 Takes. And excuse me, I am here instead of Isha hosting today's championship match, the gold medal match of the World Junior Championships between Canada and Finland. It's currently the first intermission. Canada's up 1-0. You probably already knew that if you are here at Everyday Hockey. So thank you for being here. Great to have you here. And yeah, it's been one heck of a game so far. And by that, I mean, Canada has been in control for, I don't know, probably 80% of it. But Finland is showing a little bit of signs of life. It's good to see that they're not just like, saying like, fuck it and just rolling over and going for it, man. It is really good to see. So yeah, all right, we've got a couple people that I want to just give a shout out to. First is all of my guys over at 10,000 Takes. If you're on Twitter, go check it out at 10K_takes. It is excuse me, the everything with 10K right now. Most of them are actually at a baseball game because it's the bottom of the fourth right now, the Twins Rangers, and during the seventh inning, between the seventh inning stretch and the eighth inning, they're going to be attempting to build the world's longest cup snake. I'm going to actually throw a link to the Wikipedia article about cup snakes in the chat here, so that anybody wants to see our pedigree is able to. It's been a wild ride here for sure. So yeah, I want to give a shout out to all of my guys over there for trying to break the record here. So yeah, it's gonna be a wild time here. And yeah, all right. Other shout outs, just wanted to give a shout out to everybody specifically that helps me with my podcast, the Wild Takes podcast, which is a part of 10,000 Takes. That is Marlo, Zooch, and Danks. Couldn't do it without those guys. They are terrific, and it's great to have them be around. And then last but not least, I want to give a shout out to Isha, the Soda Pod, and the Everyday Hockey and THPN Network for having me here. I'm having a blast. This is my first time doing something like this, so I hope I'm not fucking it up too bad. But it's I've been having a lot of fun just shooting the shit and watching some hockey with you guys. And now we just need the next part of it to just become absolutely unhinged and just give us a wild finish for the next two periods here. All right, let's get back into it. Says Dev, I was roasting the shit out of Isha, correcting him by saying the state of Alberta. Oh God, I don't think I know what you mean by that. So like, is it not? Oh, because it's a province. Duh. Wow, that's funny. Yes, you should absolutely roast him. Always, my general sense and like feeling in life is, if and when you can roast Isha, do it. Which is why, to answer your next question, who would win in an arm wrestling match between me and Isha? It's me for sure. You can't really tell because I'm sitting down. I'm a big guy. I don't know exactly how big Isha is, but I've talked to him, with video chats and phones and everything, for, over a year, probably about a year and a half or so now. And honestly, probably it's, No, it's at least 2 years because I've been going on the Soda Pod's annual draft show since at least 2020. So I think conservatively, I think I would kick the shit out of Isha in an arm wrestling contest. I'm probably 60 pounds bigger than him, so it's not exactly a fair fight. Because he's a skinny fella and I am not. Peanut saying that we, being Finland, need to go all out this period, and I agree. I feel like the game is going to be not necessarily won or lost here because obviously it's not over until it's over, but this second period is going to be very, very important if Finland wants to have a chance at making a comeback here. And we say comeback, but it's only one goal. if Finland comes out and they look really good off the jump and they're able to keep some of that positive momentum that they had from the end of the first period, then I think that they got a chance. I kind of like their chances here. Oh yeah, listen, I love Isha. I love him, but I roast him all the time. We actually, so as part of the Soda Pod, which is Isha's podcast about the Minnesota Wild and also beer, beer for those of you who have gone through puberty. I see I can roast myself too. As part of that, last week we did a draft of possible Minnesota Wild jersey pack sponsors, and Isha's picks were just flat out terrible. Let me find the graphic or like a tweet for the link to the graphic here. It's they were real bad, and you know, I let him know in real time the entire time that it was bad and he should feel bad. I love Isha, but when the man goofs, I'm not going to let him let that slide. I am an equal opportunity offender, I guess, because I once we're in, like, this is like my love language is chirps. I just once I can get in and just have fun with it and get after somebody for a simple and easy mistake that I also have made, I'm all in on it there. So I just threw a link to the graphic here in the excuse me. I just threw a link to the graphic here in the chat, and yeah. All right. Both Peanuts and Hockey Rise Tom asking if I watch soccer. I don't often. I do sometimes. I don't have a European, like a Premier League or anything like that. I don't have a team in that side of things. So I don't watch like the main soccer, I guess is the best way to put that. I do watch the Minnesota Loons in the MLS from time to time. And then I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, with my wife and my dog. And we lived just north of the city. And they just got an MLS team as well. And I am going to a game next weekend. They play next Saturday night. And excuse me. And yeah, so that is... Yeah, that's going to be kind of where that's where we're at. I'm going to go to my first soccer game in person in probably 20 years. So I'm very excited about that. I do watch Ted Lasso though. I'll tell you that. And like, I know a little bit about soccer. But I gotta be honest, hand up, that's probably the sport that I know the least about in terms of like who to follow and all of that. So yeah, I will say a couple years ago, anybody that is familiar with Minnesota sports in general, excuse me, my Minnesota sports in general are just kind of known for being cursed. And a couple years ago in I guess it was in 2020 maybe, the Minnesota Loons were playing the Seattle Sound, I think is what their name is, in the semifinals. And with like 4 minutes to go, they're up by 2, and they wound up losing in extra minutes, in extra time, because Minnesota sports can't have nice things. They gave up 2 or 3 goals in like 8 minutes total. And I was like, this is awful. And this is just the worst. So that was when I realized, like, okay, cool. I guess even the soccer team is also cursed. So yeah. All right, let's see here. Peanuts is asking, who are my top 3 favorite Finnish hockey players? Number 1, easy answer for me is Mikko Koivu. He's one of my favorite hockey players like all time. So he is absolutely my number 1. That's tough. I think all time, I really like Timo Solane, but I didn't really watch, like, he was a little bit before, like, when I could really appreciate that. So it's hard to say for sure. If I don't know if he would definitely crack it. I'm biased again towards Mikhail Granlund, because he was a part of the Wild, recent, like up until 2 or 3 years ago. How long has it been in Nashville? Yeah, like 3.5 years ago, something like that. And then I live in North Carolina, so I see a lot of Carolina Hurricanes games. So I would say probably Sebastian Aho is, it's a little bit of a cop out. I really like watching. Patrick Laine play, and one of my best friends and my roommate in college was a Jets fan. So that's his favorite player. So I feel a little bit. I feel like I'm stealing that almost. Like I don't really. It shouldn't really be me that pulls for that. And then, oh, you know what? I'm not a Bruins fan. I really don't care for the Bruins at all. But Tuukka Rask is awesome, and I'm like 85% sure he's Finnish. So I wish that the Boston fans had been a little bit nicer to him, because he was so great and so fun to watch. So I think, yeah, I'd say probably I would say Mikko Koivu, Tuukka Rask, assuming that I'm right. I'm pretty sure he's Finnish, but I'm not positive. And then Sebastian Aho, I guess, will round out my top three, just so that I don't have to cheat and say. Let's see. The most emotional when Christian Eriksen had a cardiac arrest. Oh my God, I remember that. That was not that long ago, right? Like only probably like two, maybe. I feel like that was like within the last 5 years, because I do remember that being a thing. I absolutely get where that would be like the most emotional. Like that'd be such a crazy thing to like think about. Yeah, man, like that is wild to think of there. That's crazy. Oh no. Oh no, the Loons conceded a goal as I was talking about how unlucky they are. That's not what you want to hear. That's never good at all. Let's see. My favorite Latvian NHL player. I gotta be honest, I don't know who is Latvian off the top of my head. So let me look up some of these guys here that I can do there. And oh yeah, there goes Canada. That was fast. That was so fast. Holy moly, that was fast. Wow, that's oof. That stinks. That's not what you want to not what you want if you're Team Finland here. Let's see. That is a great goal though. Yeah, you can't, man. Yeah, you can't get too upset about that, but you definitely would hope that it would be more than that. Let's see. Latvian hockey players in the NHL so far. You know what? I'm looking at this. I'm gonna say Elvis Merzlikins. I think everything that he's been doing is just like awesome. With I'm blanking on the unfortunate fellow from that incident last year. Kiwi. Everything since that incident, like I've really been impressed with Elvis and his maturity and everything there. So yeah, I'll say Elvis Merzlikins is my my number one Latvian player. You guys are probably noticing that a lot of my favorite players are goalies. Damn, man, I cannot get over how good of a shot that Dufour had there. It's just like a nice little move where he just like slides it in and then wrists it in from the circle. It looks like, man, that's just a really good, nice goal. Oh man. Let's see. My current three favorite players in the NHL. Kirill Kaprizov is number one for sure. Nino Niederreiter is probably still my number two. He's been one of my favorites for a very, very long time. And I will say for my third, It's hard because Marc-Andre Fleury, I don't want to just pick. I don't want to keep picking wild players because like that just feels like a cop out. But Marc-Andre Fleury has legitimately been one of my favorite players for 20 years. It feels like since I guess 18 years. I really liked. I started wearing 29 as part of him. as kind of part of the reason I wore 29 was because of Marc-Andre Fleury, and the other part was because I originally wanted 30 and they said no, so they gave me 29. So I guess I'll say Marc-Andre Fleury. And then, but if I have to pick, if I can only pick one wild player, then I guess probably Alexander Barkov. I enjoy watching him play too down in Florida. Yeah, I think he'd probably be my next player, next guy up there for that. Peanuts. Peanuts, I got some bad news for you. I don't think that you guys are going to come back from this one. That's tough. Ooh. Yeah, here comes Canada on the power play. Oh, man. Don't be horrible says, hey, big guy. Hello to you, Mr. or Mrs. Or I guess Mr. or Mrs. or Ms. Not horrible, or don't be horrible, I guess. So hello to you. Oh, man. Finland, you're killing us, man. It's just a dumb penalty, too. It's not a great call. I got to see the replay on this, but like it doesn't. I always that's one of my favorite things in like all of sports. One of my favorite things in all of sports too is you can't do that, man. I love in sports though when like a guy like clearly commits a penalty and then he gets called for it and he turns to the ref like, "What'd I do? Come on!" It's like, oh yeah, no, that's definitely what it is. Excuse me. Hey. So yeah, hello to Don't Be Horrible again. Yeah, I would say that I am a good friend of Isha's. We met just because we both tweeted and talked about the Wild on Twitter a whole bunch, and I was a big fan. I was a big fan of the idea of beer and hockey together as a podcast. So they had me on their podcast a couple times. The first time I told a couple of stories and I got a little drunk. So oops. And then we've just been good friends ever since. That was probably 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago. So it's crazy to think about it. Hello to Archduke Ramon. Got the nice picture and everything up. I hope I'm saying Ramon right. And yeah, I do like this. He said you drink a lot of beer and sometimes might be a little funny. So I will take that. Here, I'll tell you what. Don't be horrible. I'll tell you a joke that if you guys are, I assume everybody here is familiar with Mickey Mouse. So Mickey goes into his lawyer's office and he says, I sent you the paperwork last night to file my divorce from Minnie. And the lawyer says, yeah, I don't really understand why you want to get divorced, because it says here that she's just a little silly. And Mickey, he pauses and he says, no, I said she's fucking goofy. So that's my horrible joke for you. So I know you said don't be horrible, but I hope you enjoyed it at least a little bit, because it's a terrible joke, but it makes me laugh every time. So yeah. Hey, look at that. If that's called an emotional hedge right there, Peanuts. If you win 25 euros or Canada wins, that's great, man. That's an emotional hedge if I've ever heard one. You always root for your team, but if you know that your team is outmatched and you can win a little bit of coin, then hey, why not, right? Isha's paying me, and yeah. Listen, hey, Isha is giving me a little bit of money to handle this and have some fun with you guys. I was gonna drink all night either way, so it's all good here. It's gonna be terrific. My wife is downstairs watching a rom-com, and she will probably be very asleep when we get done with this. All right, and yeah, I didn't catch most of the bronze medal game. How did that go? I was busy with some personal things beforehand, because originally the plan was that I was going to host the bronze and the gold medal game, but then I had a couple things come up, and Isha, his schedule actually worked out well, where he was like, oh, actually I can knock out the whole thing. So I didn't really get a chance to watch any of that. All I really know is that uh, all I really know is that Czechia lost basically. All right, Xanified, you've got a message here, so that all right. I'm always worried when somebody just has like a very just like blank, like, I have a message for you. It's like, but you said sir, so that's very polite. So I'm trusting you. You know what? I so for a while I thought I was like 5 or 6 years older than Isha. Because he just, like, he's got such like a nice like skincare routine, I guess, or he just like he's very like he doesn't look young by any means, but I just like thought that I was 5 or 6 years, like I thought I was like 4 or 5 years older than him, and it turns out no, I'm like 8 months older than him. So I was like, oh shit, he told me that yesterday, because I was like, oh, I thought you were like 26, and he was like, no. I was like, oh, okay then. Whoops, my bad. If he wants to move to North Carolina, which I he should, yeah, he's almost 30. Sir, I am 30, so just like relax with that. I'm recently 30, so I had to tell somebody today. I was like, oh, I you got to take it easy on me now. I'm in my 30s now. Ha ha ha. Yeah. So Isha said, "What's up?" I think, and how's the game? Game is fine, I guess. I would say that the game is it's not great for Finland, but they have moments where they look like they're in a good spot here. I like Jason's just like, yeah, getting drunk. Here we go, watching some hockey. Honestly, I love hockey in the middle of August. We got spoiled a couple of years ago with that bubble tournament for, it was like NHL playoff hockey in August. Like, that was one of my favorite things ever. That was so cool. It's Archduke. It's not actually old. It's just bullshitting around. But yeah, man, 58. Hell yeah, brother. Like, fucking rock on, man. I'm with Peanuts here though. It does look like Finland is like starting. This is like the 8th time I've said this, where it's like, oh, it looks like they're starting to calm down, so maybe they'll chill out. We shall see. Ooh. That's a stinker right there. Honestly, I agree. You would think, like, with how popular like college football is, like, it's just shame that like World Juniors isn't more popular here in the US, because like imagine if this was like on like ESPN tonight, like it would be a much bigger deal. And instead it's on the NHL network, which like nobody has. That's why I'm watching a stream of TSN. Like, I still pay for cable, and I still don't have the NHL network because nobody has it. Age ain't nothing but a number, Archduke. I feel you right there, man. I always joke. Did that go in? Oh, it did not. Oh, what a save. For a second, I thought Finland might have snuck one in there. Xanified asking how somebody's grandpa can be 50 or 60. I mean, I guess, I don't know. Is that just, you know what? Probably need to not say where my mind was going. I agree with you, Peanuts. If Finland can keep the pressure on here and have like a nice long possession in the offensive zone, I like their chances. It still is, we're only halfway through the second period. Like this is right at the halfway point, and something 2-0 goal as the worst lead in hockey, blah blah blah. We've all heard the stupid phrase before. Yeah, listen, I mostly agree with that. Like I actually don't feel I don't even feel that old, but my wife is 29, so she was like giving me shit when I turned 30, like, oh, you're so old. So like, I agree with you though. Like it's not that old. The biggest, I always tell people that the biggest, like, I woke up one day and I woke up the next day and I was a different age. The only time that I ever actually felt older was the day I turned 25, because that was the day that I started having hangovers, like hangovers. Like I could always drink pretty well, and no matter how much I drank, I would like at worst wake up with like a little headache. But then when I turned 25, I was like, oh, this is why people complain about hangovers. I want to die. So then I got a little hair of the dog in me and went right back to it. Yeah, see, yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's we're maybe talking a little teen pregnancy here. Great aunt died at 100. Cheers to Jason's great aunt. Made it to the century mark. So cheers to her. And yeah, here comes another Canada power play. I believe that's 3-0 in terms of penalties called on Finland versus Canada. I don't, unless I just missed it for 2 minutes. I don't remember Finland ever going on the power play. So woof. Oh man, let's see. Excuse me. What even is this call? I missed the ref saying it here a second ago. Do the backup, do a replay here real quick. Yeah, can't really do that. Archduke is saying, I definitely don't miss hangovers. So it sounds like you used to drink pretty hard and you have chilled out a little bit. I still drink probably more than I should, but I tend to stop myself before I get to the point where I'll have a hangover the next day. And then before I go to bed, I drink one of these just full of water here, and that usually helps kind of answer it or knock it off here. Latvia's a good hockey team all the time. I think that's fair. Yeah. I mean, I think Finland has probably a little bit more of like a historical presence as like a hockey power. But I don't know. I mean, there's nothing, to me, there's not really very much that says like, oh, like you have to, like, I feel like there's not a ton of huge advantages from like one European country to the next in terms of like in Minnesota, excuse me, in Minnesota, like the there's 10,000 lakes. There's a whole bunch of what do you call it? Like hockey rinks and everything. Like it's the state of hockey. And I understand that it's even more so in Canada. Like it's crazy. And like it's different than like Alabama, or like Florida, where it's like a lot harder to find place to ice skate and everything. But most of the European countries are all like, they're all clustered together. So it's not like a huge discrepancy between North and South. So like in theory, there shouldn't be too much of a discrepancy. It's just a matter of like who's going to put in the resources and the time into it. No, YouTube is not my job. I mentioned earlier in the on the thing that this is actually my first time doing one of these. So yeah, just kind of shooting the breeze and watching some hockey and bullshitting. I do a podcast about the Minnesota Wild called the Wild Takes Podcast. that is also not my like primary job, but I do put a lot of time and effort into that. I feel you, man. Our neighbors and good friends like just had a kid, like literally like Thursday, and they were basically like, we've got like a year and a half of drinking left in us, and then we're probably gonna have to like chill out. And they're right around that same age of like 35, where they're like, until like once this baby can like remember us, we got to stop drinking so hard. I don't know if that one's gonna. I don't know if that's gonna stick here. It still is 2-0. I think it still is 2-0. And yeah, I think I remember the same. I remember the same thing where like in the like I went down to Florida a while back. Excuse me, I went down to Florida probably 15 years ago, and like the Lightning had won a cup within the last 5 or 10 years. I think when did they win that cup? Like 06, something like that, 04. And like I was in Tampa and people still didn't know what hockey, like they just didn't know anything. I was wearing a Minnesota Wild shirt and somebody asked me if that was soccer. And I was like, what the hell? Like, and this is like 5 or 6 years after the Lightning won a cup. So it just goes to show that people in Florida are mostly dumb. That's so like European hockey is probably the part of hockey that I know the least about. I follow the KHL a little bit. I follow all of like North American stuff pretty aggressively. But as far as like really like knowing the different like national stuff, or like I know like a couple like like Liga and like SHL and everything. Like I know a couple of those, but for the most part, I'm not as probably as up to date on European hockey as I would like to be. There's a lot of it though, and it's really cool because like you can usually find like a place to bet on it and to stream it, thanks to our friends over at On Hockey TV. Haha. Yeah, don't be horrible. I am an Auburn fan. I'm from Minnesota, and when I was choosing college, I was between a couple of schools, and then I went to this is a true story. I went to a bar that I was 18 or so, and I went to a restaurant / bar that had a mechanical bull on it. And I rode the mechanical bull, and I told my mom, like, if I make it between this window and this window, I'm going to go to this school. If I go between this window and this window, I'm going to go to this school. If I make it more than, I think it was like 4 or 5 seconds, I think it was like, if I go 0 to 2 seconds, I'm going to go to one school. If I go to like 2 to 4 seconds or 2 to 5 seconds, I'm going to go to another school. And if I make it more than 4 or 5 seconds, I'm going to go to Auburn. And I wound up making it like 5.5, 6 seconds, something like that. So I was like, screw it, let's do it. And like I had applied to Auburn, I really liked it. But it was never my number one school there, but it was never my like number one, like absolute, like this is great. But it was always in my top 2 or 3, and it was like I really enjoyed it. I liked the like bigness of it and like the school spirit. I love football, so it was a great football season. And then, of course, the year I applied was the year that they went on that crazy run with Cam Newton and everything. So, like, I had become invested before that run actually happened. And then it happened. I was like, oh, this is awesome. I've got to do it. Oh, I feel the Archduke. So you must be a Blues fan, I'm guessing then. And there's nothing wrong with like just following the NHL. It's the best league in the world for sure. There's a lot of good hockey out there, but there's nothing quite like excuse me, the NHL. I'm guessing you're a Blues fan. My brother actually is the worst kind of person because he abandoned his team for a girl because he moved to St. Louis and started dating this girl, and she's a Blues fan, and her parents are like 20-year Blues season ticket holders and that kind of thing. And now he's a Blues fan because they got him a Ryan O'Reilly jersey, and he was like, well, I haven't really watched a Wild game in a couple of years. And I was like, you traitor, you're dead to me. So we went to the Winter Classic this last year, and that sucked for me as the token Wild fan. It was like -5, and everybody was just mad at each other the whole time. Because my brother is drunk and instigating everybody. I've only been to Edmonton once, and it was a layover, so I haven't even been into the actual city. But Philly of Canada is tough because Philadelphia is like the worst. I hate Philly. There's not a lot of places that I just don't like. But man, Philly sucks a lot, just so much. So if you're saying that Edmonton is Canada, Philly of Canada, pass. No, thank you. Yeah, no. See, that's good too. Like that's kind of how I feel. Like I'm a Wild fan, but like if like the Bruins and the Hurricanes are on, like I'm in. That sounds like a great night. I had to kind of pick and choose my battles though, because my wife is not super into sports. So, she gets upset makes it sound too harsh, but she gets like, oh, I don't want to watch, I don't want to watch, 18 hockey games a week. So I just kind of pick and choose. All that. I would love to watch even more than I do. I usually will spend part of my work job, part of my day job, where I will just kind of bullshit through and watch like KHL highlights on my lunch break or something like that. But as far as all that, I wish that excuse me. As far as I wish that I could watch even more than I already do. Eagles fans, they threw batteries at Santa Claus too, if you don't remember, and they ate horse shit and they tried to fight a 104-year-old woman. The only good thing about Philly, I'm dead serious when I say this, is gritty and cheesesteaks. Those are the only two things that Philadelphia has ever contributed to the world. I love cheesesteaks, and gritty is probably the best pro mascot. Yeah, I mean, I have no love for the city of Philly, which is ironic because it is called the city of brotherly love, but gritty is unironically terrific. Yeah. Oh yeah. They threw snowballs at Santa. They were throwing batteries at Santa. They threw them at Santa, and the batteries at fans is a lot more commonplace. They throw them at players too. Yeah. It's kind of wild because I think it was the year that it was. I don't remember if it was the same game or if it was the one where they won the Super Bowl. But I think it was when they won the Super Bowl when they started just rioting and tearing stuff down. And I remember that there was a guy in head to toe in Eagles gear, and one of the police horses took a dump, and he was he reached in and grabbed it. He was like, "The Eagles just won a Super Bowl!" And he just ate fucking horse shit because he's a psycho. So yeah, don't do that, kids. That's why New York's better than Philly. I've only been to New York a couple of times. I liked it. It is ridiculously overpriced, but other than that, it's pretty cool. I don't remember where we were, but I went when I was broke, and not New York broke where it's I make $80,000 a year, but everything's so expensive, so I'm broke. I was broke, and I was down. Excuse me. I was down to my last $100, and we were staying the night before we drove back, and I had I had under $100 left, and we went somewhere, and I got a quesadilla, not a big one or anything, just a appetizer sized quesadilla and one beer, and my tab was $60. And I was okay, that's not good. So then I was panicked that I was going to have to fill up the rental car with gas before I took it to the airport and get transport and everything the next day. So I was very, very scared that I was going to overdraft because and then just I don't know, be stuck in New York without a job and a place to live. That would have sucked. For the most part, I agree. I like to talk shit about Blues fans because like they're a lot of them are assholes on Twitter, but in person, St. Louis fans are pretty chill. I agree. At the Winter Classic this year, it was in Minnesota, so I'm sure it's a little bit different. But like even the Blues fans that I met were like pretty laid back. They weren't like just being jerks about it or anything. I agree. I do agree that the Rams shouldn't have left St. Louis, man. Like that was so shitty. Stan Kroenke's a piece of shit. Um, and then of course he is rewarded because within what like 5 months of each other, the Rams and the Avalanche, both teams he owns, win a championship. Like, fuck him. Okay, nice. That's good to know. That it used to be New York used to be a little bit cheaper. Yeah, it was. I was definitely not in the Lower East Side. We were somewhere in Manhattan, which I think. Again, I've only been a couple times, so I don't really know New York super well. But my understanding is that we were in like basically the most expensive part of things. And the friend that we were visiting, like she was making a ton of money. It was back when Vine was like at its peak, and she was like Vine famous. So she was getting paid tens of thousands of dollars by different companies to make vines for them and like post them on her feed. So she made like a dog food thing. She made one for Coke. And so she was just making a ton of money on that. And she was like, yeah, there we go. Can I get Ricky here? I don't get Ricky. I don't know what this reference is here. So you can get it. I just don't know what it is. So I don't know. Rock and roll. Yeah. Kroenke is a huge piece of shit. He is just a giant piece of shit. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna link to. There's a. So again, for those of you who are joining here, I am excuse me, part of 10,000 Takes, which is a media company in Minnesota, and there is we had a piece come out, a blog. We wrote, one of our bloggers wrote a piece a few months ago about Minnesota and Colorado beef, and basically the whole point of the article is I'm throwing a link to it here in the comments if you guys want to read it. But basically the whole point of the article is that the Kroenke family are crooks and liars and giant pieces of shit. So if you want to enjoy somebody just getting absolutely shit on and shitting on the Kroenkes, that there we go. Yeah, Kroenke is for years and years his business plan apparently was, let's spend the minimum amount of money so that we can make like a profit and everything. He now he's, I guess, spending money so he can win a couple championships before he dies because I don't know, Satan is probably coming for him. Yeah, I'm with you. Like the Raiders, it's fucked up that they made the Chargers leave San Diego, or not made, but like the Chargers left San Diego to go play second fiddle to the Rams. Like that's shitty. And like, if you were going to relocate one of the other California teams, you should have relocated the Raiders because they had that history, in LA. But man, is it just lame as hell that yeah, I don't know. Oh, I should have guessed Trailer Park Boys. So that's Trailer Park Boys is actually one of the things that it's one of those like very few things like in the cultural like zeitgeist or whatever that I just have like next to no knowledge about. Like I know there's extremely little about it. I know that the guy named Bubbles, and that's about it. Yeah, exactly. The Chargers, left a pretty good situation in San Diego where they were the number one show in town. There's no other like major league teams in San Diego besides the Padres. Like, and like the seasons are like offsetting, you know, for the most part. Like, it's just wild to me that they left, and then they left like after the Rams left. So it's not like they like left and the Rams got there afterwards and we're like, well, we're the bigger franchise, so we'll just take over. But yeah, yikes. So you know who, Ricky from Trailer Park Boys, or Bubbles, or you know, one of those guys, because that's pretty cool. Hey babe, it's time for another Canada power play. Yeah, good call, Peanuts. Yeah, it makes me feel like I should just go and like grab my wife. Be like, babe, Canada's getting another power play. She'll be like, I don't know what that word means. Well, we're winding down here in the second period. Amazingly, it's not completely blown out of proportion here. It still is, I don't know if I would say competitive, but it still is winnable. You know, it's not over just yet, but Finland needs to score real quick, because it's just tough sledding here for them here. Yeah, I think, let's see here. Yeah, that this should be their sixth power play here. I do believe, because I'm still not even sure what the penalty is here. I guess that slash there. It's like a really, really soft slash. It's not even his hands, but I guess whatever. You don't want to do that. Well, the good news is if Finland can get out of this the next 36 seconds or whatever with before the period is up, then you know, they will be able to probably kill it once the next period starts. I don't know if the numbers are the same at lower levels, but I know in the NHL, if you go into a break, excuse me, if you go into like a period break, still on the power play, it gets killed like just an insane, like 98% of the time it gets killed if you like have to change periods or do any sort of like long stoppage like that. All right. Well, that we're 2/3 of the way through. 2 periods down, 1 to go. Still winnable for Finland. So that's cool. I hope that we see something. It would be very fun to watch them you know, come back and do that. Like, I love an underdog story. That's definitely what we're looking for here. Fingers crossed that we can make it all happen and work there, and we would love nothing more than to see excuse me, we would love nothing more than to see here. Oops, sorry, my computer froze up for a second. So we'd love nothing more than to see a comeback, make this game interesting. I know that we've got some people rooting for Canada in the chat, and that is totally fine. There's nothing against that. I've said from the beginning, I just want to see a good game, and you know, we're not there yet, but that's what we all want to see, a good game. So fingers crossed that this one picks up. I am going to take a quick little break here, go get myself another beer, because as a couple of you have pointed out, got to drink all night. So I will take a quick break. Be right back after this short break here. everybody. I'm back. Went downstairs, took a quick pee, got myself another beer, and we are ready to rock and roll for this final period here of the World Juniors. Excuse me. Should be a really good time. Looks like there's about 10 minutes left in the intermission. So let's shoot the shit. For those of you who are joining or have not, have not been here the whole time or have missed the parts where I've introduced myself, my name is Dev. I'm filling in for Isha today. I am part of 10,000 Takes, which is Minnesota's number one, not official, real. We're the number one journalist and media group in Minnesota until we're not. Haha. I'm filling in for Isha, and if you're having fun, if you're enjoying this, and you for whatever goofy reason you like the dumb sound of my voice, then yeah, come listen to it more on the podcast that I co-host with my buddy Zooch, who is just like tremendously attractive. We post clips on it all the time, and he is just an absolute beauty of a man. If that's your thing, it is called the Wild Takes podcast. And if you are not already currently and right now subscribed to, if you're not currently subscribed to the everyday hockey feed that you're listening to, then follow Don't Be Horrible's advice and subscribe here right now. It is just terrific. Here we go. Get a couple of shout outs to Eat, Drink, and Dine Podcast Network. Appreciate the awesome there. Thank you, Andrew, calling me Deb. Is that because I have such pretty eyes? I hope. And then of course, hey to MN Wild Talk. I am an American. I was originally actually born in Texas, but I consider myself a Minnesotan because I grew up in Minnesota from the time I was like 5 until I left for college. And then hey Deb again. Thank you, Andrew. My 7th Ave. Oh yeah. Oh man, let me tell you. So obviously MN Wild Talk follows me on Twitter, which you can do. My Twitter handle is @Minabama, as in Minnesota and Alabama, the state, not the college. Fuck those guys. War Eagle forever. MINNEBAMA. Earlier this week, after being a part of the, after being a part of the Soda Pod, doing a draft of possible wild hockey patch or jersey patches. I mentioned that I'd never had 7th Avenue Pizza because they were not around when I lived in Minnesota. And the fine folks at 7th Avenue Pizza sent me a care package, and it was just absolutely tremendous. If you live in or near Minnesota, I cannot recommend it enough. I just had the pepperoni pizza so far, but they sent me. I'm sending you a link to my original tweet of like what the pizzas look like after I cooked it, and you can see in the tweet that I quote tweeted originally that they sent like 6 or 7 pizzas. It was just tremendous. It's so tasty. I highly recommend 7th Avenue Pizza if you get a chance here. And did I do radio in college? Actually, I did. I hosted 2 different radio shows in college. I when I was a freshman, my buddy and I hosted a radio show called the Freshman 15-ish, where we would play 15 songs each day, and 15-ish songs because we had, all based on the timing of it and all. And we had a lot of fun with that. And then I hosted another show called Funk You, which stood for Funk University. And my roommate and I, we would alternate one funk song, and then we would tie in the themes of that funk song into a different song that we just wanted to play. So that was a ton of fun. I have a little bit of radio experience, but not a ton. It's been a long time since I've actually done any radio, but I do still do the Wild Takes podcast once a week during the season, and sometimes more during the season. Excuse me. Sometimes more often than once a week during the season, but usually once a week and then once every other week during the off season. My name is Dev. I am part of 10,000 Takes here, guest hosting for Isha as part of the everyday hockey feed here. We got about 5.5 minutes before the period, the third period starts, so that's gonna be good there. Hopefully Finland really just like gets excited and comes back into it here. The best places to visit in the U.S. That's it kind of depends on what it is exactly that you're looking for. I'm super biased, but I think Minnesota is one of the best places that somebody could visit. It's a great place to live as well. But it's super fun. I love I love Minnesota. I live in North Carolina right now, and I think North Carolina is also a sneaky good place to visit. Partly because you have mountains and beaches. So like if that's what you're looking for, great. There's also sports in 2 different cities. And on top of that, there's actually like populated cities too, which is terrific. So I like that aspect of North Carolina. But I think my number one place, like if you're going to come to the US and you can only visit like one city, I would go to Savannah, Georgia. Here's why. It's a delightful, charming little town. There's like a lot of fun things to do. It's kind of haunted. So like if you like that aspect of it, you can do like the spooky stuff. There's really, really good food. And most importantly, it's open containers. So you can just carry your beer around with you everywhere you go. The drinks are incredible. Highly, highly recommend it. So yeah, big time fan. Yeah. So Edmund Wild Talk is our good pal, Matthew. And by good pal, I mean, I met him yesterday and he made me laugh on Twitter. So I gave him a follow and I was number 100 because hell yeah, let's go, brother. I would absolutely travel to Latvia. So thank you for asking that, Tom. I have never been. My cousin she lives in London now and she's getting married to, excuse me. She is getting married to a guy from Poland, which I understand Poland and Latvia are not the same, but that side of it has got me thinking like, oh, it'd be so fun to like travel and like when we go to their wedding in a year or two, to just really just rock and roll and hammer out a couple of other places. Andrew says I'm cool. Thanks, Andrew. Haha. Oh, hell yeah. Archduke showing off the punk and alt rock DJ life. That's terrific. I love that. I huge fan of like all different types of music. And Jason, I'm working on it. This is my 4th beer of the night, 3rd on the stream. So we're getting there slowly but surely. I am not an Alabama Crimson Tide fan. I am a Minnesota Wild fan, but I am an Auburn Tigers fan. The Alabama Crimson Tide can fuck right off. As far as I'm concerned, they are the worst. Here's a joke. Here's another joke for you guys. What do 98% of Alabama fans and 100% of Auburn fans have in common? They did not go to the University of Alabama. Fuck those guys. They're a bunch of nerds. But like not in like a fun way. Like I'm a nerd, but like they're like just like dweebs. They're dweebs. Dweebs are worse than nerds. So yeah, a bunch of jerks and dummies over there. Cool. Yeah. All right. Shout out to Peanuts giving me an update on the Minnesota United score. Although now I'm terrified that since I've mentioned it, that they're gonna go and fuck this up. So oops. Drunk up, fall down. Once again, cheers. Working on it, man. We're working on this. And once again, Hockey Rise Tom and I agree. Fuck the Packers. Here we go. Absolutely fuck them. They're the worst. They're the absolute worst. It's as far as I'm concerned. It's like Alabama fans, Packers fans, and like Hitler. Like they're just like the absolute worst. And like Hitler is like the like worst human being I think ever. Like individual, and like they're just absolutely the worst. So yeah, extremely eclectic with the music. Archduke, tell me about what your go-to like music, like if you like it's so hard. Like music is hard because you can't, it's very hard to be just like, oh, like this is it or whatever. But like, if do you have like one song where you're like, oh, I love to, excuse me, I love to, like share like this band or this song with people. Because if you've got one of those, let me know, because I'm always looking to try out new music. I don't really have an excuse because I'm 30 and you're almost 60, but I have found that as I've gotten out of college, I am finding new music less frequently. It's actually mostly through my wife that I find new music. And so she's got kind of a similar vibe as you, I think, where it's like indie rock is her vibe there. So Andrew says I'm funny, and cheers to that. And cheers to the Bills. I love the Buffalo Bills. I love to see them do well. I was devastated when excuse me. I was devastated when they lost in the AFC Championship last year. I love Stephon Diggs. He is one of my favorite human beings on this planet. He is a great athlete, terrific dude. And Josh Allen is sweet. I think he's terrific. He seems like he's very funny, very personable, and he's very, very fun to watch. So yeah, and the Bills, the Bills and the Vikings are the only two teams in the NFL to ever look or to ever go 0-4 in the Super Bowl and still not win one. So we have that misery in common. So cheers to you, Andrew. Yeah, I will probably be back on this feed to visit Isha if he'll have me. So hooray, that's good. I agree with Tom here too, that the Bills have a pretty good chance at I think they got a pretty good chance to go to the Super Bowl too. It's always hard. The AFC is like very, very good again, but I think they're going to be in really good shape. The Bills have a very good team, and they should be good for at least another couple of years. It's very nice of you to say that I look young for my age. I do have a nice, full, thick head of hair. You can't really tell, but I've got a little bit of gray here. It's been coming in gray for like 5 years, and it's like slowly getting worse. And so my my wife likes to make fun of me that I've been gray since I was like 24. But yeah, I mean, I was giving Isha crap earlier because for the longest time that I've known him, the whole time that I've known him, I thought when we first met, I thought he was like 24-ish, which would make him like 26-ish now. And he informed me that he was 29. I was like, oh shit, whoops. So that was definitely my bad. All right, got a couple of music recs from Archduke. All right, I'm familiar with. I know the Johnny Cash song. I don't know the Stooges. Funhouse by the Stooges. I'll have to look that up. And so I guess that's are these all albums? Because I know the song Cocaine Blues. I don't know if that's an album or not. And then Miles Davis, that I have heard. I actually have heard most of that album. It's terrific. So hooray. And but I'm not familiar with the Funhouse, the Stooges Funhouse. So we'll rock and roll. Ricky says, let's get fucked up. Well, who am I to deny Ricky not getting fucked up? Let me shut the fuck up for 2 seconds so I can drink this beer. So you think Tom Brady's going to make it 5 more years? I certainly hope not. So fun fact, actually, Tom Brady and I have the exact same birthday, August 3rd. Well, not exact same because he's 15 years ahead of me. But gotcha. Excuse me. Yeah, they are. Yeah, I think he's probably going to be. Yeah, I think he's probably got a year or 2 left. But if he makes it to 50, I won't be surprised at all. Worst people, no particular order. Hitler, Packers fans, Leafs fans, Billy G haters. Yeah, I would also add Bama fans and Georgia fans into there. But that's a good list. It's a good, strong list. My wife is absolutely not going to get on the stream. She is currently, I think, asleep on our couch downstairs. She was watching some terrible rom-com. And when I went to go refill my beer, which to answer Andrew's question, this is a Yingling. So I went to go refill it. We have a kegerator downstairs. So I went and topped off my my Yingling, and my wife was on the couch, and she was awake, but I don't know how much longer she's going to be awake, because it's almost 10 o'clock here, which is past her bedtime. Oh, cool. So Andrew, you are a Toronto fan from all sports except for, I guess, the NFL. So I'm guessing that you must live in Toronto, and then since it's so close to the Bills there, you just kind of adapted them. Because That makes sense. I enjoy the Toronto fan base there. Oh, you know what? Archduke is right. Philly fans are worse than Leafs fans for sure. So yeah. So individual people, yeah, it's Hitler, Stan Kroenke, Kroenke's son, Matt or Josh or something like that. Some dickhead name like that. And then like groups of people, yeah, I'd say Bama fans, Philly fans, Packers fans, Georgia fans. So Rock, yeah, that makes sense for sure. Hey man, power to you, man, for picking out the Bills. It must have been really cool. What was that, like 2 or 3 years ago when the Raptors won it all? I feel like that must have been very, very, very cool to have that be a part of your, like, be able to experience like a championship. I don't know if you're a big basketball fan or not, but I feel like, I don't know, like I would do just absolutely filthy things for for any of the Minnesota teams to win a championship. I've been blessed to have watched a couple, all of the Lynx championships and that dynasty that they had in the 2010s, but it just didn't hit the same because there was just not as many Lynx fans watching along with me. But it was great. Yeah, I was born in '92, so yeah, I'm freshly 30. So rock and roll there. And then yeah, we got Andrew born in '87. As far as the being up in Minnesota for the next Wild Cup snake, maybe. We're trying to make it, we're trying to keep it interesting and trying to excuse me. We're trying to keep it interesting and hope for the best. Living in North Carolina makes it tough because the Cup snake games are usually during the week. Because that's when at least the Wild, they're probably going to be during the week because it's, they want to sell the extra tickets. So that makes it a little bit harder for me, but we'll see. It just depends on the timing of everything. And yeah, let's give a quick shout out to Finland. We're a couple minutes into the period now, and Finland, I don't know if Canada's just taking their foot off the gas or what, but Finland's giving it to them, giving them all they can handle right now. So let's help them make a game out of it. Don't be horrible. Asked the filthiest thing I would do for the Wild to win the Stanley Cup. That is a great question. I'm gonna have to come back for it. And Finland scores. Let's go Finland. Let's go Finns. All right. Oh, that's so exciting. Hell yeah. Go Finland. 2-1. We got ourselves a game, everybody. Let me noodle on what I would do for a Wild Cup, because it'd be depraved for sure. I just need to figure out exactly what the line would be here. I don't know exactly when I'm going to be on next, but I know that let me see if I can find the schedule that Isha sent me, but I know that there's going to be a bunch of stuff coming up before the NHL season actually starts, but there's going to be a lot of streams happening here in the near future. Yeah. So yeah, just, hey, while you're while you're here, to just go check out, make sure you like and subscribe this and rock and roll it, all of that stuff. So yeah, man, what a great goal. I love this. I'm so glad to hear this for Finland. All right, let's see. Went to boarding school in East Tennessee. There's always way too many Bama fans anywhere. I'm surprised that there was a lot of Auburn fans in Eastern Tennessee. I would think if it was like Western or like Central Tennessee, I could probably buy it, but I'm surprised that they would go east. Like, I'm assuming like you're talking like Sevierville or whatever it's called, or like not that far east. Like, are you talking Knoxville or like east of Knoxville or like west of Knoxville? Let's see. Yeah, what a goal. Let's go Finland. Finland's finally stepping up. I agree. Where's my horn? I'm assuming you mean like a Gallahorn. It's actually in my brother's basement in St. Louis, so I need to get that from him at some point. Minnesota does have a whole bunch of Scandinavians, mostly Norwegians and Swedes, but there's definitely some Finns there for sure. Filthiest thing I would do if Finland gets another goal, I will run downstairs and I'll grab a thing of Fireball and I'll do a shot of Fireball to get Finland if Finland scores another goal. So yeah, how's that sound? If Finland scores, I'll do a shot of Fireball. We'll make this interesting. Oh, great save by Finland indeed. Great call by Peanuts. What a save. Let's go. Finland's keeping it up. Finland's got the pressure on him. Is Canada going to collapse? That would be so funny. Like they were like clearly the better team the whole game, and then they just like fall apart in crunch time. Not going to lie. That would be very, very funny. I'm not rooting. I don't really have a strong rooting interest for either team in the sense of like, oh, like I definitely want this or whatever. I just want like drama and like fun because that'll make this whole thing more fun. So, as close to a neutral person as I can be in this, it'd be terrific. So yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Andrew's rooting for Canada because of course that makes sense. I know Sweetwater. Yeah. Mm-hmm. My cousin went to UT Chat and I've driven through that a lot. So I buy that, especially depending on when exactly you were there. But I would think, I don't know, if you said this was in high school and you're 58 now, I would guess, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I would have guessed that that would have been during like the Tennessee heyday, but maybe not. I agree with Matthew. Minute MN Wild Talk. It would be extremely funny that if Canada botched this in some way. And I say hi back to Isha because he's got me here. So yeah, if you're still here, make sure you like and subscribe and like and subscribe to the page and all that stuff. And then also go check out the City Life Project because that's where he is going to be hosting the MMA stream all night long. So if that's your cup of tea, go definitely do that. Do I miss Teddy Bridgewater on the Vikings? I love Teddy Bridgewater. I was a big fan of Teddy Bridgewater from like the jump. Like right away, one of the first things that I remember with Teddy when they drafted him at the end of the first round, however many years ago. They do this ceremonial picture where you like flip the jersey over and it's got the guy's last name and like usually the number 1 because it was the first round draft pick. Okay, cool, whatever. It's like, hey, like welcome to the team. Here's your jersey, all that. And Teddy, I remember they were like, show us the back, and he was like, no, like I play for this team. I play for the Vikings. I play for the team up front. I was like, all right, I'm in on this guy like right away. I asked myself, I'm not even kidding. Like the year that he totally destroyed his knee, I remember the day that happened. Like when that happened, like I was at work. I lived in Hilton Head real quick. Peace and blessings to Andrew. Good luck to you and have a great night, my friend. And with Teddy, I remember we're sitting there and we get the notification that basically like his knee like exploded and almost fell off, and we're like, oh no, like this is bad. And like I had to like leave. I lived just outside of Savannah. I was working in Hilton Head that day, and I like literally I got up and I like walked to the back to cry because I was devastated. Like he finally seemed to figure out how to what do you call it? Like throw the deep ball with like good touch. He seemed to be putting it all together. The one criticism that he had for the first 2 or 3 years of his career was that he was bad at the deep ball, and he figured it out. And then all of a sudden it was time, and his knee exploded. It's very sad. But I see in the chat now that I am not drunk enough. So I instead of nursing this, I will just yug it real quick, and then I'll take a quick break while I go get a refill. Okay, it's a little warm, so I guess that is my sign that I need to do that. So let me. All right, here we go. So yeah, now we're in business. All right, I'm gonna throw the music on here for just a second, and then I'll be right back. And this time, I'm gonna fill this up. Oh, I timed that perfectly. Here's a commercial break, too. It was a weak chug. It was a very bad chug. I agree. You're 100% correct. Here's the part where I make you feel like crap. I had throat surgery like a week and a half ago, so I haven't got my chugging shape. I'm not back in chugging shape yet. You're 100% correct, though. That was a horrible chug. I don't know if I would say it's an American chug, but it was very, very bad. So spot on. I'll be back. Oh, man. Holy moly. They did it. Good work, Finland. So, before I left, I mentioned, excuse me, I mentioned that if Finland scored, I would do a shot of Fireball. So I brought it up just in case, and then I realized I didn't bring a shot glass. So, I do hope that Peanuts here is oh yeah, let's do this. I hope that Peanuts is ready to rock and roll here. This is for you, Peanuts. I'm just gonna do a poll because I didn't bring a shot glass. So oopsies. And hey, don't be horrible. Do not feel bad about that at all. The throat surgery thing is true. But it's like a super not serious thing. I'm not leaving that. I left to go get some more beer. It had nothing to do with your comment. I was thirsty, wanted to get a couple of extra beers, and now, cheers to Finland. So hooray, going to get some Fireball. Cheers to Finland. Here we go. Good stuff, as always. Excuse me. Woo! 2-2. Holy shit. I am stoked for Peanuts, man. This is just terrific. This is crazy. All right. So yeah, excuse me. Whew. All right. So as we're catching up here, it's 2-2. There's about 7 minutes left in the game. It's a draw. Here we go, folks. Here we go. Never give up, as Peanut says here. Don't be horrible to answer your question. I had to get throat surgery just as a small precautionary thing, basically. I will eventually will probably have to get 2 more of them, but basically I have a disease. I have a thing in my throat where sometimes it becomes difficult to swallow, and they had to figure out why that was. So I got a thing where they stick a tube down your throat and they like look around for a little bit, and then now in theory they're gonna start giving me medicine and stuff. So yeah. It's no big deal. It's I really meant it when I said that earlier. Like, it's not a big deal. I'm very self-deprecating, so it's all good there. Yeah, I mean, basically, it was the same like level of intensity of a procedure as what I had is the same like level of intensity as getting your wisdom teeth out, where you're under for like not a very long time. Yeah, an endoscopy is what it's called. Yeah, I'll be fine. It's no big deal. It was more of like a quality of life thing. What happens to me sometimes when either I drink or I eat quickly is my throat kind of closes up, and that's not what you want. Is bro in a hotel? It does kind of look like that, doesn't it? This is just my guest room in my house. But appreciate the heads up here. So yeah, but it's all good, man. Everything is all good. I can't chug like I used to, unfortunately, but hopefully that'll be back soon. It's nothing to feel sad about. Don't worry about it at all. And here's the biggest shocker of the night. Canada's called for another power play, which I believe is the 7th power play. And unless I missed it when I was going to get the beer, I don't think that Finland has had a power play yet. So, yeah, we have ourselves a game, folks. This is very exciting, very intense, and whew, there we go. All right. So we are, let's see. We're coming up around the corner here, and hot diggity. All right. Couple things around here. Riley Kidney get the OT winner? Okay. I mean, let's see. If Canada is going to win, so here's the thing. As the resident, the Wild fan of the as the Wild fan here, Canada does have a bunch of Wild guys on their roster. Damon Hunt, my good buddy, my good pal Damon Hunt is unfortunately not with the team because of an injury, because he is just too good at blocking shots. But yeah, I don't know. I guess let's see if it would be pretty great to see. Excuse me. It would be pretty great to see if Ryan O'Rourke could score the winner. Oh, you guys didn't tell me that my pal Joakim Kamel is the one that scored. Oh man, we're on hat trick watch for Joakim Kamel, aren't we? Holy shit! Let's go. Oh. That is incredible. Just absolutely beautiful stuff, man. Whoo, baby. All right. Let's see. Finland finally gets a power play in about a minute here. About time. So yeah, don't be horrible. You're not a part of not following along with THPN anymore, huh? What's any particular reason, or are you just just trying to cut down on how much content you're consuming? All right, let's see here. Okay, so you're saying that you were following Isha, so now that you're not doing anything with that, you're now that Isha's not actively involved, you're moving out. All right. Well, here we go, everybody. We're rocking and we're rolling. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna, I see everybody's talking here about the Isha and Amaze Media Labs and all the THPN stuff anymore. Oh, geez. I didn't know that there was a whole bunch of drama going on with having the audacity to express any sort of positive feeling towards Isha. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Well, if that's the case, then they definitely don't like me because all right. Let's see. Am I friends with a lot of people from THPN? Pretty much just Isha. I have talked to a handful of the other people at the Hockey Pod Network, but as far as like being friends, I would say Isha's. I got nothing against anybody there, but Isha's the only person that I would say is like actually a friend of mine. So Hey, that's not what you want to see. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we get a 4 seconds of a power play. Finland only gets 4 seconds of a power play because that's kind of a dumb penalty that Finland takes there. So I can understand. That's annoying, but at least that one. Excuse me. At least that one is not a questionable call. Like that was definitely a penalty. So we get what 4-on-4 for a minute, and then about a minute or so. All right, let's see here. All right, so let's see here. Tom with the line of the night. If people don't simp for him, he's gonna be like, "What the hell, guys?" That's awesome. That's very, very funny, Tom. Man, that's terrific. I like this. Why Jack Eichel? Are you just like a big Vegas person? So yeah, Jacob who loves THPN and Jack Eichel for MVP. Haha, fun name, whatever. Were you simping for Jack Eichel in Buffalo, or is this a relatively recent simping, as the kids would say? All right. Respectfully, why are you from Vegas, or is this just like a thing? Because excuse me, um, I, I'm always blown away because like I mean there's I don't know, Vegas is a really cool team and like a fun team, but my God, are they kind of a dumpster? So I'm guessing you must be like from Vegas or something. Used to send for Mark Stone and Jack Eichel, but when I seen Logan Thompson, okay, so you just like moved on right away. Um, to simping is basically just like over the top, being like an over the top fan. It's like being like I'm trying to think of what the like best way to explain it would be, is like if you're like a simp, you're somebody that would like go like above and beyond to like make an impression. It's usually used with women where it'd be like, oh, like let me buy this girl like a really nice dinner and like a purse or something, and then like hopefully she'll like give me her phone number or something. Where it's like that seems silly, but now it's of course it's made its way into sports fandom. But yeah, cool. Um, all right, so I'm with MN Wild Talk here. At this point, yeah, I think it'd be very funny if the Finns win. Like I'm all in on this. And yeah, Jacob has the best explanation. It's like having a hardcore crush on somebody. That would be simping for sure. Wait, so did you only the gold medal game can't end in a draw though. So like it's definitely gonna be something. Or did you need or was your bet that they win what's it called? In regulation. Whoever was like, oh, I hope he gets drunk. Congratulations. Your wish is coming true. I'm not there yet, but I'm on the fucking way. The regulation bet. Is that what you had here? Because I get that. Nah, we shouldn't do any beef. No beef, guys. No beef. And yeah, the bet was only for regular time. That stinks. That's a bummer, man. That does explain why you were able to get basically like minus 100 or minus 200 odds on it instead of minus 400. But yeah, I got bad news for you, man. I think this is going to overtime. I only in for 1 man. It's one. Jesus Christ. I have written some words. About Victor Rask, and I'm going to share those words with you now. So yeah, like I said, I have been with 10K Takes for a long time. And so this is an article that I wrote about a year ago about how Victor Rask is secretly the Kaprizov whisperer. And yeah, Victor Rask, he is, I was overly rude about Victor Rask when we first got him because we traded for Nino, who I mentioned earlier in the chat is one of my all-time favorite players ever. And yeah, this is tough. But Victor Rask is he is a man. And if your favorite beef is ground beef, I think my favorite beef is steak, but I have mad respect for I have absolutely mad respect for excuse me. For the ground beef crowd here. And this is a beautiful, beautiful line here. 1920, I'm a simple man. 2020, I'm a simp man. That's spot on. That's bang on for sure. And yeah, if we lose here, honestly, yeah, at this point, I'm kind of with Peanuts. I think. Sorry, Canada fans. I am gonna just go. I'm gonna go wrong. I'm gonna go rogue. I'm gonna officially declare that I'm pulling for Canada or pulling for Finland. Pulling for Finland. You heard it here first, folks. So yeah, absolutely. This is gonna be fun. We've got so I can't remember because it's been a long time, a year and a half since the World Juniors were on. Is it 20-minute intermission between overtime and everything, or excuse me, is it a 20-minute intermission or is it a 5-minute intermission? I can't remember. So my thought process on deciding to pull for Finland, I love an upset. And if it has nothing to do with Jacob, but if I love an upset, and if Isha was here, he'd be openly rooting for Canada. So I figured, screw it. Like I'll go the other direction and be a contrarian for a little bit here. I feel like I've been pretty neutral the whole game, but now that we're in crunch time, I took a fireball shot for. I took a fireball shot for Finland, so I've got to stick to my guns here. I'll do another one. I will absolutely do another fireball shot if Finland wins this. And you know what? I'll do how this. I'll do 2-second pull if Finland wins it and a 1-second pull if Canada wins. And all right, so. Also, shout out to Andrew and Hockey Rise Tom and to MN Wild Talk for everybody enjoying a nice, good steak. Hell fucking yeah. Is OT 3-on-3? I believe so. I have to double check, but Hockey Rise Tom confirms it is indeed 3-on-3. So hell yeah. All right. Traded Mark Stone for McShitter. What? Oh, like McDavid. Yeah. Okay. I don't think it goes to a shootout, but if it goes to a shootout, I'll do a 3-second poll. I don't know if I have enough liquor for a 3-second poll, but if I do, then I will. So oops. All right. So yeah, we're heading to overtime in a couple minutes here. 15-minute intermission, 20 minutes sudden death overtime. There will be no shootout. So okay. They just pointed out that there is no shootout. There's gonna the 15-minute intermission. So we're about 11 minutes until the next one, until the first overtime period starts. So yeah, here we go. All right. Excuse me, folks. I'm going to fire off a tweet. All right. Yeah, Slashy, the OT is going to start about 12 minutes, 10 minutes or so from now. Canada won't make it to shootout apparently. But if I'll do it. How about this? I'll do. How about this? Here's what we'll do. Sticking with the 1-to-2 ratio. If Finland wins in the first overtime, I'll do a 1-second poll. If Canada wins in the or I said that backwards. If Canada wins in the first overtime, I'll do a 1-second poll. If Finland wins, I'll do a 2-second poll, and then we'll double, triple, quadruple, so on and so forth. So if Canada wins in the fourth overtime, I'll do a 4-second poll, and then if Finland wins in the fourth overtime, I'll do an 8-second poll. Does that sound fair to everybody? Because Peanuts is dying here as the token Finland person here. All right, so here's the deal. I'm out of beer 1, but I got beer 2, so we're in business. Imagine a 10 overtime game. That would be a 20-second poll. If that happens, I'll just polish this off. I think this is probably a 6 to 8-second poll amount left. So if that happens, I will just finish it off because I'll just die. But yeah, I will do it. Fuck it. Here we are. We're all here today to watch hockey and a recently turned 30-year-old die of liver failure. So hell yeah. I'm an Irishman, so like in theory, I know what I'm doing and all that good stuff. And it's gonna be a fucking ride. And R.I.P. Dev is goddamn right. I am going to be an absolute mess. I do have Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at Minabama. I'm putting my @ in the chat. That stands for Minnesota and Alabama. This is my Twitter handle right here. So if you want to come follow me, just throw us all a shout out here. If you want to come be a part of this, it's at Minabama. That stands for Minnesota and Alabama, as in the states, not the colleges. Because Bama, the college, fuck those guys. This is an Auburn, all about the Auburn life here. And you know what? I realized I ran down and I didn't put my Hawaiian shirt back on. So let me do that real quick. Yeah, there we go. That's much better. Here we go. Actually, you know what? Here, hang on. Hell yeah, I got a follow from Don't Be Horrible. This is terrific news. And okay, cool. So Archduke wants me to pull an entire bottle if the puck is shot over the goal, but is counted as a goal in video review. God damn it, man. If that happens again, then like I guess fine. I don't know. We'll all die together. How about that? We're just it's gonna be just absolute chaos here. Excuse me. I am gonna take this undershirt off because it's hot as shit in here, and I'm gonna die. So I'm gonna throw the music on, and we'll be right back in just a second. All right, we're back, which of course means it is time. All right. Oh, that's so nice. First one to go into liver failure wins. That is probably going to be me because, woof. Well, thanks, guys. I'm glad you guys were able to follow the Twitter account. Archduke, great to have you be around here. Bearded rocker, hell yeah. That's good stuff, man. Cool, man. Well, sweet, rock and roll, and yeah, let's get after it. Excuse me. All right. So yeah, here we are. We're okay, we're doing 5. Oh no, this is a different game. I was like, wait a minute. I turned the stream back on and it was like 4.5 minutes left. I was like, what? And then I saw that it was Sweden and Czechia. Okay, cool. That's good to know. I need to go and figure this out. So I'm assuming you responded to the most recent tweet here. So let me find that again and then make sure that I give you a little fallback. I think, yeah, Don't Be Horrible. I have like a, oh, there it is. There it is. Canucks and Cortados. That's funny. That's a great name. All right. And then Wild Talk. Matt doesn't have any Fireball shots, but a bottle of bourbon. That'll have to work. See, that's why I went with the Fireball, is because I have some bourbon downstairs, but it's like nice bourbon, and like I don't want to. It's like I have like a nice bourbon, like a nice Scotch that like I don't really want to like bust out here. So, you know, oops, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Cool, man. Well, hey, glad to have you on board for however often you're on Twitter. Sure to be on with him. I don't know if he's talking about later tonight or just in the future, but I'm always down. Isha knows how I feel about him and that I love him. I excuse me. I don't have my own personal TikTok, but I do post TikToks from the account at 10K Takes, which I mentioned before in the chat. Go give us a follow at 10K Takes or at 10K_takes on pretty much every social media. We're doing a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be a really, really good time. I'll tell you what. Let's see. Let me think here on a nice bourbon to celebrate. I won't do a shot of the nice stuff because like that feels blasphemous, but I do like the idea of I'll go pour. So yeah, I'll go pour myself a quick one. If everybody's cool, once the game is over, we'll hang out for like 10-15 minutes, and if you guys give me like 2 or 3 minutes to go run downstairs, pour myself a nice glass of like a bourbon on the rocks, then yeah, I'll do that and celebrate with the winners because I don't really have a dog in the fight. In theory, it's good for the Wild if like the Canada kids win, but only if like Ryan O'Rourke or Jack Pert are like the ones that score the golden goal. That'd be kind of fun. I do gotta say though, as the token, I am neutral, but I also feel pretty good about Finland. I like their chances here. They definitely figured it out coming down the stretch here. So it's very good. I have had dinner. I cooked myself a dinner. But it is nice to think about. If anybody wants to donate, it will go to my beer fund. So yeah, I honestly don't really know how that side of things works, but if anybody wants to donate or tip me or whatever, I'm all about it. That sounds terrific. And that'd be great. But I don't have any like fun avenues to it because I did eat and I actually cooked dinner tonight. I made a twice baked potato, some asparagus, and a pork chop that was seasoned with a little Minnesota seasoning from Lion's Tap, which is one of the best places on the planet. And so yeah, I had a very good time, very much enjoyed it, and it was delicious. I like this bet though. Yeah, he'll find a tuck from the press box. That'd be great. I'd love to see Carson Lambos just score from up top. That'd be terrific. I mean, I have eaten, so I don't want you to donate otherwise. But if you feel like donating just for funsies, then like I'm not upset about it. But I don't want you to think that I'm starving otherwise. Like, don't worry, I'm a big boy. I eat plenty. I'm glad to hear that Isha loves me and he's going to pay me. That's good. Too close. Hell yeah. You know what? It's the good news is for whatever. That's good news for everybody. Lion's Tap, baby. Right on the border of Eden Prairie and Shakopee in Minnesota. It's called Lion's Tap. That's where I got the seasoning for my pork chops. It is terrific. It is the best place on this planet. If you ever have a burger, I've talked about it on the Soda Pod. I've talked about it on the Wild Takes podcast. Any chance that I get, I try and amplify the volume here. Actually, none of my glasses right now. I have a couple of different pint glasses from them. If you're ever in Minnesota, if you're ever near the Twin Cities, go to Lion's Tap Hamburgers. They just do hamburgers and fries. Cannot recommend it enough. They're so, so good. Also, shout out to Finland. I just noticed this. They're actually in the lead for shots on goal now. So that's exciting. I like that Andrew also had pork chops. Hell yeah, man. Let's do this. This is terrific. If Canada wins, how can my parents tip? I'll be so freaking happy. I like the question mark. I will be so happy. I don't know. The truthful answer, I have no idea how the tipping thing works. I really don't. If it's like that, I don't know. I can throw out my Venmo or something, but I genuinely don't know don't know how it works through like the YouTube platform or whatever. So I don't know. We'll figure it out, I guess. Yeah, guys, if you're not watching this though, this is like Peanuts. You're about 20 seconds ahead of me, but holy shit, I don't know how I like caught up to you because at one point in the stream you were, excuse me, at one point in the stream you were like 30 or 40 seconds ahead of me. But yeah, man, that's great. Yeah, and if you can't tip, that's fine. But this is why we're asking everybody to subscribe, like, do the whole thing. I know Isha told me that we're gonna try and put through like 4,000 hours of this before the end of the year. So it's going to be a lot of streams coming up, and I'll be happy to do everything. And oh, there it goes. Oh man. All right. Well, congratulations to Canada. Shout out to the Lions staff. You'll definitely have to go. If you're near Shakopee, it's very, very close. It's very, very delicious. That's it, everybody. Canada won. Good job, everybody. Oh man, don't be horrible. Is thrilled. I don't know. Do we have any other Canadians left? I know Hockey Rise Tom is rooting for Canada. Is this it right now? Because that's man. If you're happy and you're pulling for Canada, then let us know because that was a great game. I do feel bad. I'm sorry for you, Peanuts. We were rolling them together. It was us against the world. But I do love seeing everybody else be happy. That is pretty terrific. I'm really glad that you get to experience this moment of happiness. Don't be horrible. Like that's terrific. I'm very happy for you. If that Finland shot had gone in and it got called back, that'd be terrible. Okay, I misunderstood you, Tom. That's my bad. That's definitely my bad. Hey, listen, I wouldn't be upset about it if everybody happens to make a couple extra accounts. I know I've got a couple of YouTube accounts that I started subbing to this account for too. So yeah, definitely if you're still here, give us a subscription. Subscribe to the Everyday Hockey Pod or Everyday Hockey, not podcast, but Everyday Hockey feed. That's a tough way to lose, man. That I feel so bad for Canada for Finland. That's a really tough way, but that's a great game. I'll tell you what, folks, that was a terrific game. Finland, you have absolutely nothing to be upset about. Nothing to be, or not upset. I understand if you're upset, but you have nothing to be ashamed about. Like, that was an incredible game. They're clearly the better team. Like, they're just like objectively a better team. But Finland played their hearts out. Finland fought back. Joakim Kimu, just like Kamel, just like fantastic work. Like, that was a great overtime. Like, that's what you want out of a hockey game. So absolutely cheers to this. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed the stream. I agree that was absolutely brutal if you're Finland. That's a very, very tough scene. But I agree with Tom. That was a great overtime, especially if you're neutral. That was really, really good. So we're in the first first period. Canada won, so a full 1 second poll here. Actually, here let me do this. I'm going to put up a 1 second timer so that nobody thinks that I'm being shiesty on it. I don't know. It's all 1 second. No, I feel like. All right. I like that Archduke did the math. Don't be horrible. Congratulations. Congrats to Canada. All the Canadian folks here that are still here. Power to you, man. You guys did great. Nailed the score. And I second Tom's opinion. As an American, congrats to Canada. Here is the 1 second poll. Ooh. Good work, everybody. I feel for you, Peanuts. I've been in your shoes so many times where my favorite team is right there and they just pull it apart at the last. They can't pull it in at the last second. But that is just an incredible goal at the end there. And as Jacob said here, that Finland shot was definitely in. I don't know how it didn't get called. It's kind of some bullshit. And as Archduke mentioned, a little bit left for tomorrow here, which Fireball's not an everyday drink, especially not on Sundays. Sundays, whew. I'm going to be hanging out with my my wife's family tomorrow, and then our neighbors who just had their brand new baby. So I will probably not be drinking Fireball tomorrow, but probably not, but maybe. I'll tell you what. Don't Be Horrible wants me to finish it, so let's see how much is left here. I don't know. What do you think is a good amount for Don't Be Horrible to Venmo me to finish this? Like $10? It'd be very funny, I think. It's nothing to feel bad about. I love my wife's family. It's just it's not really the vibe to start ripping Fireball shots. So I say congrats again to Canada, and had a good time hanging out with all you guys. $29. Yeah. Okay. So Don't Be Horrible. If you Venmo me $29, and here I'll type my Venmo here into the chat. Let me make sure I have that right, actually, because I don't ever. I feel like I should have my Venmo username memorized, but I don't. So let me just double check that. Yep. Okay. Cool. So yeah, once if you Venmo me $29, I will absolutely polish off this Fireball amount, which is there's about 4.5 shots left. So you can all see here. It's about a shot's worth, but then it's pretty wide. It's all the way across. So yeah, we'll call it there. We'll hang out for a little bit. I'm gonna hang out until I finish this beer at the very least. As you can see, I switched to a new cup, a new glass, not cup. What am I, a fucking kindergartner? This is the glass that I have been sitting with the whole time, but now I've got this one here. So yeah, good job, man. Congrats to Canada. That was a very, very hard fought game. Finland, you played your asses off, and oh man, they just showed that Finland highlight of that shot where Finland was absolutely scored. So Finland got robbed. That's fucking brutal. I'm sorry, Finland. I'm sorry, Peanuts. Peanuts, if you're still listening, man, or gal, I don't actually know if you're a guy or a gal, but kudos to you. Finland played their asses off. They really did. That sucks. You hate to see a game just get hosed, a team get hosed like that. Latvia, Finland, Dream Final 2024. Why not hope for next year, right? The 2023 World Juniors, right? Well, I guess this is technically the 2021 one, isn't it? Because it was from supposed to be the one. This is just a postponed version of the one from December, right? So, let's hope for it again. That'd be great to have it happen this year. Latvia, Finland, Dream Final. Latvia, I feel like most of their guys are going to come back because they're going to be around. I don't know. And then Peanuts robbed. I agree. It's a tough scene for sure. In real time, I didn't notice it, so I can't really talk too much shit about the refs. I thought it was in, but I wasn't able to be like, oh, that was for sure in. And then I guess that's why you always go for the crazy the final effort there at the end there. Jamaica, North Korea for the 23 World Junior Final. That would be fun as hell. The Jamaican bobsled team against North Korea. Holy shit. I'm genuinely curious what Finnish media is like. Like, are they pretty like hyper aggressive? Because like I know like Canadian media, especially with when it comes to like hockey, is like super intense. Is that kind of how Finland media is? Because I could totally see it. But like because I feel like every fit. Fuck. God damn it. All right, here we go. Whoever wanted me to get drunk, congratulations. Every Finn that I've ever met is like very just like quiet but intense. Like they do the thing where they just like stare at you while you oh, you said something stupid, let me just stare at you. So I wouldn't be surprised there. Canada is the beast. Well said, Andrew. They're really fucking good at the at World Juniors, man. They're really, really fucking good. So that happened. That absolutely happened. Excuse me. Well, I hope that everybody here is having a good time and all that. If anybody enjoyed my contribution to the show, I have put a link here in the comments. That's a link tree to the Wild Takes podcast. That's the podcast that myself and Zooch host. We host it every other week in the summer and every week during the season. And then sometimes more often than that, we have fun guests. We like to bullshit around. We talk about hockey. We talk about a couple of other things. So if you like this, if you like my stupid sense of humor and just like dumb jokes and everything, you'll probably like the podcast. It's a fun time. And we'd love to have you come and listen along. Also give us a follow at Wild Takes 10K. Also indeed be a part of 10K Takes, everything that we're doing over there at the Land of 10,000 Takes. It's terrific, man. Excuse me. So I had a lot of fun doing this. This is my first time, and so I appreciate everybody here being very kind, if not to each other, but at least to me. Nobody was overly mean to me, so hooray! It's great. Whenever the international games, hang on, I'm gonna read this while I drink here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, I totally get that, man. That sounds exactly. Actually, Archduke said it very well. It's in the sports talk radio just goes stupid crazy. That's spot on, Archduke, man. It's a lot, man. Like I like my day job. I work in sports media. I used to work in radio professionally. I have hosted a radio show, and I'm continuously blown away at how just insane some of the sports talk radio is. Like, it's just unbelievable. Like, they'll find anything to blame. They'll do whatever. They'll just like jump and bend over bend over backwards to do spin zones and everything. Kind of like what Peanut said here. It's refs, sleep, fan, ice, anything except for just like, oh, they were better than us. And like sometimes that's what it is. Like Peanuts, I don't mean to be rude. The Canadian team was just flat out better than the Finnish team. That's not to say the Finnish team was bad. They were terrific. They were obviously the second best team in the tournament. Like, they were a very, very good team. The Canadian team was just like flat out better. And the fact that Finland was able to take it, the fact that Finland was able to take it to overtime is great. Like, that's terrific. I think Peanuts, I think you were the one that called it too. And you said at the beginning of the game, you're like, I think Canada's going to win, but I think it's going to be a closer game than it was in the group stage. And it sure fucking was, man. Whew. Sorry, just kind of all hit me at once. Like, that's great. Like, I agree completely. Like, everything about that was great. It was terrific. It was a really fun game. We got a little bit of drama in the third period here. I mean, this is what we're looking at here for like final stats. Like, that's a relatively, minus the penalty stuff, that's a relatively even game. the penalties are pretty fucking lopsided, but everything else is pretty even. So you love to see it. You absolutely do. So, great work. Yeah, great work. Great work. Great work, Finland. I'm happy that Finland was able to do this. I'm gonna hang on this stream here for a little bit to watch the end of the Twins Rangers game and just kind of shoot my shit and talk around and fuck around. If anybody wants to hang around, you're more than welcome to. If you don't want to do that, if you're like, fuck baseball, fuck the Twins, I totally get it, because the Twins are super frustrating. So like, I get it. If you don't want to watch the Twins with me, that's totally fine. Excuse me. What I would recommend is that you go over to the City Life Project and watch the rest of the UFC stuff with Isha. Actually, he's going to be hosting that. The only reason I'm curious about the Twins stuff is, never mind. I just looked at the score. We already gave up 2 runs in the 10th inning. So never mind. I'm not going to do that anyway. So yeah, we're wrapping up here at the end of this. To answer Andrew your question, I'm not sad about it. That was a great game. That was all I wanted out of this entire thing. Was I just wanted to see a good hockey game, and I will be damned, I saw a great hockey game. I love that. That was an incredible game. And 3-3, 11th inning. All right. I was trying to watch the Twins game because I am a Twins fan, but then I am a Twins fan, but also the 10K crew is there doing a cup snake. But now I'm a little bit worried, because if I tune in, then I'm worried that maybe it'll be kind of a bad issue. But if the Braves are up, or not up, but if it's the Braves are here and it's 3-3 in the 11th, that's a great game. It's very exciting. We'll keep the stream up for a couple more minutes here. Jason Heron, he's back in the stream to celebrate the victory for Team Canada. And again, a great job by Team Canada. Very, very excited for all the guys that are there. I mean, I said it earlier in the stream. I'm blown away that the guys that excuse me. I'm blown away that the guys in the stream, the guys in this tournament, it's basically the college football championships, but hockey. And it's like if college football met with like the Olympics, and it stinks because excuse me, I don't know, it just is lame. We hate to see it. I forgot where I was going with that, because I've been peer pressured into a whole bunch of these and a couple of these. So oops. The Braves and the Astros, I think, were their AL opponent last year. That sounds right, I think. So yeah, let's see. Braves game today is Astros. I was right. Hooray. Oh no, the Astros just took the lead. Boo. Archduke, I totally get you, man. I'm not the biggest baseball fan in general, but the rule changes are kind of dumb. The runner on second to start the 10th and to start extra innings, I hate that a lot. And like, I feel like a lot of the other stuff that they've done are very, very dumb. I feel like I will give credit where credit is due. I feel like that baseball, I feel like the NHL at least understands that, like, hey, we should try and cater some of things to our younger fans. And that is absolutely not the case with baseball. Baseball is like, we're going to stick it to everybody. We're going to flip the bird. Oh, you're somebody that's you've been a baseball fan since 2015? Oh, okay. Well, fuck you. It's just a ton. So I get it. So they postponed it last year. That's why I didn't turn it on for this year. That's fair. Yeah. I like basketball. So basketball is such a hit or miss sport for me. Like, I think football is probably my favorite sport to watch. Hockey is my favorite sport to be at live, and probably my second favorite sport to watch on TV. Um, and like good basketball is awesome. I love watching good basketball, but bad basketball is just fucking brutal. It's so just like not fun to watch when you're watching like ugly basketball. That's the worst. So I always hate that part of it here. But like baseball is fun. There's very few things that are better than like being in a baseball like environment. I was just at a minor league baseball game in Charlotte. The Charlotte Knights, they're the AAA affiliate of the White Sox. Like we were like right off the first baseline. It was really fun. Like there's very few things that are hard to beat than that. Oh yeah, perfect example. Yeah, Archduke, he gets it. You know, he's been watching baseball since the 70s. You know, I've been watching baseball since the 90s. And I get what you're saying here, where like you like college basketball. I definitely prefer college basketball to the NBA for sure. The NBA is frustrating. I think is probably the best way to say that. Like it is definitely frustrating, but the couple times throughout the year when your team excuse me, I feel like there's nothing better than March Madness. That's probably the best. Like I feel like March into like April, like March into like mid-April is the best like period of sports of the year. October is close, but you have March Madness, you have the NBA and the NHL like playoffs, like not the playoffs starting, but like the race to the playoffs and like figure out the seeding and everything. And then you also have like the NFL draft and like things like that. Like there's just like a lot of like stuff happening. So like that area is just like the best. And like March Madness, there's nothing like it. It's so fun. It's so much fun to watch, and like anything can happen. It's called March Madness for a reason. I love that. I get why you wouldn't like the NBA. I like it still, but I totally get why you wouldn't. College basketball is definitely good for sure. You like the Gators. I love Auburn. Right here. I love Auburn. Anything and everything. My biggest regret in life is a couple years ago, Auburn made it to the Final Four. When the Final Four was in Minneapolis, and I couldn't afford a plane ticket to go back and also then go to the game. So I opted to watch it from home. Well, not from home, but from where I live now in Charlotte, which I guess that is home. But yeah, I opted to watch it from Charlotte with my wife and my sister, and we had a great time. But that's my greatest regret, I think, is not going to the actual game, because nothing is promised, and the odds of it ever happening again in Minneapolis are very, very low when Auburn actually makes it there. Oh man, when you lived in Lawrence for 10 years, especially in the 90s, I bet that was a blast to go to college games. Kansas basketball, say what you will, they're a fucking great time. They're very, very fun to hang out in. So yeah. All right. Well, folks, we're winding down because we're out of beer, but mostly because the game is over, and everybody that won is off celebrating. Everybody that lost is not in the mood for it anymore. So yeah, we're heading out. Excuse me, I'm heading out. I shouldn't say we. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this. This is my first time doing one of these. I had a blast. It was great to meet a bunch of you guys. I'm pretty active on Twitter, so shoot me a note, shoot me a DM, shoot me a message, whatever. I'm down. I'm always down to hang out and everything. Yeah, it's gonna be a great time. I hope everybody, Andrew, hope you enjoyed those couple drinks. I've had my couple of drinks, and As you can probably start to hear, I'm falling apart real fast. I appreciate it. I hope you guys had as much fun being a part of this as I did. Thank you, Archduke. Appreciate the words of encouragement. I am on Twitter at Minibama, MINNEBAMA, as in Minnesota and Alabama, the states, not the colleges. Fuck those guys. War Eagle forever. I am on Instagram at 50 Shades of Dev, 50 Shades of Dev, DEV, and that's really all I have. I don't really do any TikTok stuff, but if you if you search up anything 10K takes, you will be able to find me through that. So enjoy. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. I am definitely not going to have a coffee because it is 11:15 in the evening. I am going to go walk about 40 feet into my other room and snuggle with my I'm certain very, very sleepy wife and my sleepy puppy, and we're gonna have a great time. Excuse me. You guys have a great rest of your night, and go ahead and listen to Jason here, and go get fucked up. I hope everybody